Hello, good evening. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about rotational dating and what I think about it and is it right for you? Well, let's see. What is rotational dating? I found this definition online. Rotational dating is when you don't date one person at a time. You date multiple people until someone gives you what it is that you are looking for. Ooh, I first came across this term a few weeks ago because I have this group in Barcelona called Barcelona Conscious Connections, and this girl came along and she swears by it. And she used this strategy to find her current partner, and that's why she's so happy with this process. She was actually doing lots of dating courses, etc., and she was chatting with lots of guys, and then there was one who stood out a bit more, and then she kind of like started a relationship with this person. So it's a very interesting method. I'd never heard of it before, but I think in general, if you go on a date with someone that you just met maybe in person or even on an app, I think it would be a naive to assume that there's no one, that they're not dating other people, because I think it's just that first date is just about getting to know someone, testing the waters. And there's nothing wrong with having several dates in a week with different people. I know lots of my friends do that, but to be kind of continuing with the same people, that's when it gets a little bit complicated, because sometimes people are going on dates and they might expect intimacy at some point, and when you are opening the floodgates to those kinds of emotions and complications potentially, that can definitely create some confusion and potential problems. So I think it's best to be honest if you get to that stage. But I think if you're just kind of like at the getting to know stage, just having chats and coffees and drinks maybe, then I think it's perfectly fine to do some rotational dating. But every situation is unique. But what I find really interesting about this is the act of applying a strategy to your love life. I've always found this kind of interesting when I've seen other people around me who are kind of on a mission, because I think for me personally, I've only applied strategies to work life. So I've always had a more kind of wishful thinking approach to matters of the heart, rather than being very, how would I say, intentional about it. Well, there have been times when I've done online dating in the past, which I shared the other day, that I've not done apps. I've never done apps, but I've done a lot of online dating in the past. Yes, a lot of wishful thinking in my experience. And also I do think that the best strategy for me, at least, has been just to kind of be as sociable as possible, go out, accept invitations from friends, even if it's things that are not quite appealing at first glance. I think that's something that's really helped me to kind of create this kind of open energy vibe kind of thing, which can help you be a bit more receptive to new people. And so I think that's important to do as well. But I prefer real life encounters than and sometimes when you meet someone, it can be a bit ambiguous about why you are meeting. Is it actually a date? I think I've had a lot of situations like that, when there seems to be some other kind of pretext. I met someone not so long ago who was, moving to Barcelona. They wanted to ask me some questions. So we did a kind of like knowledge exchange, and that's what it was. But I mean, had there been an attraction there, it might have developed into something else. I think that's kind of a good thing as well, to have some other reason to meet people, to take away that awkwardness of dating. Because I'm not really a fan of dating as such. Unless there's like some wild attraction, that'd be kind of different. But I remember one time when I actually came to Barcelona to live here many moons ago, it was a very difficult situation because I was living in Madrid. I had a boyfriend and things were not quite going right. I didn't really like Madrid. Every problem I had, I blamed it on Madrid, and I just longed to have the courage to leave. And even the relationship I was in, and start life in Barcelona. And it was very scary, but one day I did it. I got a night train, and I only had 2 backpacks and €400, and I just went into the unknown. Then when I got here, I had the worst job in the world, which was door-to-door sales, selling fibre optic internet connections, and I could hardly speak Spanish. So I got sacked after 5 weeks. I was living at a friend's apartment, well, a friend, a former student that I had when I was a teacher in Madrid. And it was really strange because I was eating once a day as well. So I had a lot of struggles, no money and no job. and I just left a relationship, so there's a lot of potential heartache. However, when I was walking down the streets, I just radiated joy because I was so happy to be in Barcelona, and this joy meant that I was attracting a lot of men. I was getting asked out all of the time. When I was going for job interviews, when I was going to a bar in the street, it was just like, wow, it was crazy. One day I even had 3 dates in a day. It was crazy. But I think I went on these dates. I wasn't looking for sex. I was just looking for, connection, company, some food, because when I told people my story, then it was like, oh, do you want some tapas? I was like, oh, thank you. So it was kind of a desperate situation that I was in. But I didn't pursue any of these rotational dating encounters in a romantic way. It was all kind of more friendship and kind of getting to know, that kind of thing. But then after a while, when I got a new job, one of the guys did become my first lover in Barcelona, and that was kind of a great experience. But of course, when you are, I guess I did kind of narrow it down and find one, but that was just a summer fling. It wasn't anything more than that. But yes, so I guess you could say I did some rotational dating, but it wasn't done with any kind of intention or strategy. It was just a very natural occurrence. But as I said, I just do think it's kind of interesting when people think, I want this and I'm going to go about it this way. I think I equate it to when you are looking for a new job. You send lots of CVs out, and then it's interesting when you're sending these CVs out, you're applying for jobs, and then something else that you haven't applied for comes into your life. I think that can be the same thing with love potentially. If you are opening these avenues to meet someone, then something makes you more receptive potentially to meeting someone else in a way that might feel completely unexpected. Yeah, so rotational dating. I think it's okay to do. Nothing wrong with it. It's not something that's going to be top of my list anytime soon, but I think it's perfectly okay as long as you are honest with the people and with yourself, and you are clear on what your intentions are. So what about you? Have you tried rotational dating? Do you like the idea of it? I would love to hear about your experiences in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with some more videos.